Chapter 4, Experiencing and Analyzing Plays. At its most basic, theater requires someone to walk across an empty space while someone else watches it. For a theater to take place, you have to have group dynamics. By group dynamic, this means the functioning of humans when they come together into groups. Theaters take advantage of group dynamics by selling tickets to seat all audience members next to one another. If the people around you are enjoying the play, there's a high chance that you will also enjoy the play. Some theaters, on the first night of a play, like to paper the house. Paper means the tickets, and the house is the theater. This means that a theater may give away tickets to the family and friends of the cast in order to make a performance seem well attended. This is mostly done opening nights in hopes of getting a good review. A willing suspension of belief. Audiences admit what is happening is not real. They will put aside their concerns about everyday reality, which communicates everyday reality's perception. That way, if an artist or actor crosses the line, the audience won't be as harsh when they do so. Audiences also have the ability to remove themselves from a work of art just far enough so that they can contemplate or even judge the piece. This is called an aesthetic distance. This way, the audience can have a vicarious experience, feeling empathy for the characters, yet being entertained and thinking about the play's meaning and its artistic merit. There are two different kinds of theater. There's presentational theater, which is a theater which makes no attempt to offer a realistic illusion on stage, and actors openly acknowledge the audience and sometimes even invite members to participate when the actor asks the audience to participate. That is called presentational theater. There's also representational theater. This is when actors never acknowledge the audience and go about their business as if they were not there at all. This is a realistic style of theater, and it attempts to portray life as accurately as possible. In presentational theater, you have what is called the fourth wall being broken. Many times, the fourth wall is called an imaginary wall between the audience and the actors. And presentational theater oftentimes will break that and will jut into the audience and ask the audience a question or make them feel part of the play. Audience etiquette. Turn off your phones and beepers. This will ensure that you are paying attention to the piece, as well as the actors will not get distracted. Do not text or tweet during a play for the same reasons as the previous. Do not talk during a play so that you don't distract yourself or the actors. Try not to cough. It is a distraction, but if you have to, it is okay. Don't be late. If you're late, you deprive yourself of time to read the program and really understand what the play is about. Don't eat in a theater. Be courteous of the other people around you, because we have that group environment and you never know what someone next to you is feeling with this play. Go light on the perfume or cologne. You don't know what's going to give the person next to you, or maybe an actor on stage, a headache. Do not leave until intermission or until the end. If you leave in the middle of an act, that is considered very rude, and the actors will most likely be very distracted. No photos or recording devices allowed in theater. This is to make sure that every play is slightly different. Every play goes with the flow, and some have different problems that occur and things people have to work through. Is there a dress code for the audience? As an audience member in the theater, you are going to attend a special event. Therefore, a semi-formal outfit is suggested, but a clean pressed outfit will do just fine. Reading the program. Director's note or playwright note explains what the director or the playwright intended to accomplish with the play. You might also find historical information about the play, playwright, or style of the production. Sometimes there will be souvenir programs. This is a program with more pictures and information about the cast and production. In the US, this is purchased at the audience member's own desire. After the show, there may be a talkback. This is a post-performance discussion where you get a chance to meet and perhaps ask questions of the director, actors, and sometimes the playwright. If a play is issue-oriented, the theater may have experts to discuss the play's theme. Reviews are often called notices in theater lingo, but a review is just an opinion of the piece. There's also criticism, which is a detailed analysis of a play. There's dramatic criticism, which is sometimes called literary criticism or just simply criticism. It's not meant to draw people to a particular production or warn them away from it, nor is it based solely on opinion. Instead, criticism offers the reader a discriminating, often scholarly interpretation and analysis of a play and the artist's body at work or a period of theater history. Censorship. Censorship is the altering, restricting, or suppressing of information, images, or words circulated within a society. The Licensing Act in 1737 was passed in England. This law placed the censoring of plays under the authority of Lord Chamberlain, one of the officials of the royal court. Any play that contained negative opinions of the king and queen, unorthodox opinions, or statements considered heretical or seditious would be censored. In America, the oldest form of this sort of censorship is called bowdlerizing. This is to remove any possible vulgar, obscenity, or otherwise objectionable material before publication. In 1823, the Comstock Act was passed in America, which did the exact same thing as the Licensing Act. It made sure you couldn't talk discriminatory about your government and made the lines clearer. In 1930, the Hays Code stated that no pictures shall be produced that will lower the moral standards of those who see it. The Hays Code affected a few things. It banned scenes containing homosexuality, adultery, and many other obscenities. Hays Code also limited the length of a screen kiss to 3 seconds. It also banned words and phrases like berry, goose, madam, pansy, tart, in your hat, and nuts. The Hays Code was enforced until 1968. The First Amendment of the Constitution states the freedom of speech, but in theater, there are a few cases where this is not completely accurate. The First Amendment applies until defamation, expression that causes breach of peace, sedition, enticement to crime, and expression that violates the separation of church and state, and obscenity. Defamation. The freedom of speech does not cover the publication or statement of alleged facts that are false and harm the reputation of another. Breach of peace. You can't cause a panic by yelling fire or panic-inducing words and get a whole crowd stirred up and cause panic. Sedition and enticement to crime. Freedom of speech does not cover unlawful conduct against the government or speech that advocates violence to overthrow the government. Separation of church and state. The government can't endorse or appear to endorse any religion. So if you have a theater that is government funded, you can't endorse or appear to endorse any religion. Obscenity. Freedom of speech can't embrace obscenity, although recently the theater has found that hard to describe what is obscene and what is not.